a catalyst for someone with a higher belief in their own moral to continue the prosecution because of my behavior. Not that the prosecution was proper, but because my behavior at that time and my response was irresponsible. I agree with my response being irresponsible, but the final conclusion of this case, and it reflects within the public record, is not what I was guilty of. Okay? They found me guilty of something that was heartless, inconsiderate, forceful, things that are not in my character. My error was only slightly less than a sexual assault. It was less than a sexual. It had nothing to do with sexual, but I will tell you, in my eyes, it was nearly accomplishable. I only wish they identified it properly and charged me properly. If they had charged me properly, I would have saved me $14,000 right off the bat, because I'm honest enough in order to admit it. There was 3 trespass that I did upon her. 1 before the fact, 2 after the fact. It is in the public record. I am deeply regret having done that. It was my arrogance. It was, oh, you're just a bitch. And I'm being attacked. Reaction, not a response. Not something that was typical of an adult. It was typical of a child response to the accusation. That is where I get the most guilt. Because in the society that I lived in, she was degraded because of my original position and the community that we lived in to absolutely nothing. She was destroyed at 16. And I helped do that socially. That I am guilty of. I would take that back any time. I can understand why those charges were brought against me. I can understand the extreme of those charges that were brought against me. But I do not understand the introduction of the false.
This cat fucked a 16-year-old, I'm sorry, fucked a 16-year-old this time. Okay, he's sitting here and he's solely picking his words up. He's admitted it on his channel at one point. He's admitted that he's done this several points throughout the time. That she raped him, he was drunk. All of this shit was on the channel before. Okay, now there's no sexual conduct, but he is guilty of certain things and blah, blah, blah. This guy was 38, victimizing a 16-year-old. He shouldn't be charged with sexual assault because it wasn't assault. A 38-year-old was preying on a 16-year-old, but it wasn't assault. It was consentful in his eyes. He could go fuck this 16-year-old because she was okay with it. 16 years on this planet, just barely able to drive. He could fuck her. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, this shit's fucking crazy, dude. And his youth, I was young and blah, blah. You were 30 fucking 8, dude. I'm 30. I know not to go fuck 16-year-olds. Shit, when I was 20, I knew not to fuck 16-year-olds. When I was 18, I knew not to fuck 16-year-olds. But at 38, you had a lap of judgment? What the fuck, dude? Most people know not to fuck 38-year-olds, besides you, Rex. I'm sorry, most people know not to fuck 16-year-olds besides you, Rex.
Information as well. That classified it completely different. And I would have, if I was properly sentenced, I would have done at least 6 months. I will tell you that. I was guilty of something. But I would have done 6...
But you weren't guilty. You were drunk. You were the victim. You've said this on your channel. You guys had sexual intercourse, but she was the aggressor. But now there's no sexual intercourse at all. You know, I mean, I'm telling you, dude, the lawyers have all of your videos. They subpoenaed them all, dude. They're going to have you admitting to this. And if you think, oh, it doesn't matter in my case, yeah, it shows your character. It shows your character. You lie and lie and lie. You change the lies. That's a big part of a civil lawsuit, you dumb fuck.
Months, if it was properly, and I have sat, believe me, it's hard nor to face the pressure I face on the internet and justify it. I can't. Why? Because I really should have done 6 months, honestly. According to law, I looked up the law. I would have voluntarily done that. I am so sorry. I belonged in jail for 6 months. I was sentenced instead to 3 years probation.
You should have been in jail for 15
because it was such a
years.
greater charge than what I was actually guilty
Too
of.
bad laws
And
were
here's
too
the other
lenient
thing.
then.
I am grateful for the most questionable judge in Will County for having discovered that. Because otherwise I was going to jail for 10 years.
You should have. You fucked a 16-year-old.
I know where the malfunction happened. I know where the act is. You can discover it yourself. Blew it. And I crossed the line twice after I was
You crossed the
charged.
line at all with a 16-year... Bullshit. You crossing the line with a 16-year-old is wrong
once
completely.
Before I was charged, that was a escalated.
I mean, Rex, what happened? You said you were drunk and you were the victim. That she was the aggressor. Now there's been no sexual contact. I mean, which one is it, Rex? Were you the victim? Were you not the victim? Did you only trespass afterwards? I mean, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? You change your story. You flip your story more times than you flip a fucking pancake as you make it.
Exaggerated incident. And contrary to what the
And it all depends who he's talking to. This guy read some papers. He's like, oh no, you shouldn't have been charged. He fucked a 16-year-old. Watch all of his YouTubes. Get his statements in front of you. Alone on YouTube. This guy won't be on your side no more, you dumb fuck.
court says the events that is being described over a year with this girl, and I had no idea of it. Again, disabilities. One is a parent to my own son. One is recognizing...
He's not a parent. He was a degenerate. He was a degenerate, not a parent. I don't get why he keeps saying he's a parent. He chose not to be in my life from 2 years old till I was 8. And when I was 2, he stuck me in a cage. Okay, not a parent. Okay, and then when he was 8, he was feeding me liquor. Because Rex likes to feed minors liquor. Just like my story from yesterday. Or the day before. Of my birthday party. And that girl. He loves feeding minors liquor.
The fact that she is 16 and what I was saying would damage her. And it may have led to the events that I had heard about later because I had destroyed her self-confidence. I created an injustice on top of it.
You made her a victim, Rex. People look down on people like that. I mean, they shouldn't, but I mean, you made her a victim. She was 16. She was 16. You didn't break her self-confidence. You broke her trust.